Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Evolution Dynasty here on TF. And as we get into week 4, I tell you, first 3 weeks have been absolutely unbelievable in this league. I can't believe how much action has been going on this past season already, and with early user games getting going and all the action between those user games. It just seems like the scheduling committee has just done a fabulous job getting these games together, and I applaud them for the strength of schedule and really thinking all these things out. So, my tip my cap to you, my friends, as we get things going here today, and as we get right into these scores and everything. I'm going to save what I felt was the absolute best game of this week last. So, but I'm going to start off with my Hawaii Warriors, and we had the 0-2 Colorado Buffaloes coming into our place uh, in this game, and we were hoping to prove something from last season, as we just got slaughtered last season, 40-10 in the hands of Colorado. And we were hoping to make a difference in this game. Well, first play off the bat, uh, Colorado kicked. I kick off the Colorado. What happens first play of the game? They get the ball. Gone. Goodbye. He is gone for a touchdown. Their running back Stewart. No, 5'6" of nothing. And he just schools my defense, and he is gone. So I'm already down, and about this point, nothing was going right for me in this first quarter. As I gave up 19 points in the first quarter. Just not a good day for my Hawaii defense, as we just got throttled in this game. The goal was not to give up 40 points in this game. Well, it still happened. We did get 14 in this game, so 4 more points better than last year's game. The bit of good news in this game was I had Ryan Manise, who did very well. He's really coming on strong since his injury last year. It seems like he's just a new man. He's just doing an awesome job with that football. He had a little bit of a rough game this game. He had 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Some of them were in really tight coverage. I'm going to be working with him a little bit more on that as the season progresses in his senior year. And then Pollard, who is a third string, actually he's third on the depth chart for wide receivers, but everybody else, my other 2 receivers, Wright and Avery, were just covered. So Pollard just happened to be the guy that was open. So went to him a lot. And he rolled up 225 yards, 2 touchdowns on 9 receptions. That was pretty much how this game went. As Colorado has just schooled my number 2 years in a row. But, what else can you expect from a 5-6 star team? So it was going to be a tough game either way. 5-6 star team versus a 3-star. So talent's going to win either way. So Colorado State Rams with H22. Well, he was off last week, so he has San Jose State this week. San Jose State comes into their stadium 0-2 on the year, and we hope H22 can get to 3-0. And so far, he's doing well. Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, Bob Jr. I tell you, he is turning some heads right now. He had a heck of a game with Idaho. He had to kick a late field goal to win it, but he won the game, and now Louisiana Tech is 3-0 in the WAC, which is awesome. Bob Jr. has done the job getting this team turned around from last year. And he's already matched last year's win total. So very, very good job right now. I don't need to remind you what happened last year, but congratulations on getting the 3-0 this year. And they nipped past Idaho 34-31. Seems like Idaho just gives a fight to anybody that plays them. I tell you, they're a scrappy bunch, even at 1-2. So, but this week will be a tough matchup as Bob Jr. goes to Reno, Nevada to take on the Nevada Wolfpack and Danny Boy, 0003. So, and that will be a ball game there. So, best of luck to both of you gentlemen. Rice Owls with T2 the commish. I don't think this year. I don't think this year has actually started out the way he wanted it to. I tell you, he has had some tough things going on with his team right now. But I'm going to get to more of the Rice Wyoming game later. San Diego State Aztecs with Big Bear. He is running the helm. He had a big time game against UTEP in RYTY 32, and what a game it was. The final score was 27-21 in favor of UTEP. My understanding, it was a very good game as both teams just seemed to score on each other. 6-point game, so I mean that made a big difference in this ball game. So it will be interesting. but San Diego State loses this game despite their quarterback throwing for I think over 500 yards passing in this game. I tell you, this kid keeps this up. Ryan Lindley, he's gonna break San Diego State records. So and also Big Bear. If your quarterback does break a school record or anything like that, please post that in your form. Please post that in your game recap. That way I can get it onto the show. All right, my friend. Thanks much. But tough game there. San Diego State losing to UTEP. They dropped to 2-1 on the year. And next week they host Semi 24 and UNLV winless Rebels. But I can't pin that too much on the winless part because of the fact that the Semi 24 is breaking in a new offense. So he's going to have to go through the heartaches of this year in order to get that implemented into his offense for next season. So sometimes, as I said before, anytime you go through a playbook change or any type of change, you have to give at least a year to really get it into your game plan. So it'll be interesting. UAB Blazers, Indy Ballin, and they took on Marshall this week, and winless Marshall. They even won a game in like 2 years. But it was a tough game. Marshall put up quite a fight in this game, but UAB hung on to win the game 34-28. So good job by Indy Ballin and UAB Blazers. And Blazers will travel this week to Tulsa, Oklahoma, to take on the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes. And they come in the matchup 1-2. So that's going to be a heck of a battle there for them. UCF and Sox and Gators. They took on Nevada, the battle of the two streak busters. And it turned out to be a pretty good game. It was a 10-point difference in this game, but Sox and Gators pulls it out 24-14. I think it was just a matter of more talent on the end of Sox and Gators than it probably was for Nevada. Nevada's a good school, but I think Sox and Gators, with the high ranking they had gotten the previous year and this year, I think we'll be able to land a lot more recruits than Nevada. But Nevada's a scrappy bunch, and I expect a lot from them this year in the WAC. So, but 24-14 as Sox and Gators pulls out the win over Danny Boy 0003 and Nevada Wolfpack. Nevada drops to the year on 1-2. And this week, Sox and Gators will host the winless Marshall Thundering Herd as Marshall comes in. And may I remind you, Sox and Gators, UAB won this game by 6 points against Marshall, so they're a scrappy bunch, so don't take them lightly. 70-24 UNLV Rebels. As I mentioned before, he's going through a playbook change, and like I said, it takes about years in order to get this thing going, and looks like that's basically what it's going to be. But he has a tough task this week going up against Gabe Gilbert in the Texas Longhorns, and Texas just rolled them 49-14. As hey, he did get 14 out of this, so great job there. 70-24, and as I mentioned before, they go to San Diego. They make the long road trip over to San Diego to play the Aztecs. So it will be an interesting battle. 70-24 versus Big Bear. So 0-3 versus 2-1. Now this was a game that 70-24 definitely needs to do one thing: dominate time of possession. TOP. That's the name of the game with an option offense. This is one thing I do know about because I ran the option in high school. The longer you have the ball, especially with a kid like Ryan Lindley, shattering records over there at San Diego State. Biggest thing, their biggest offense is their biggest defense is keeping the other team's offense off the field. So the longer you chew up that play clock, the better. Continue working with that. 70-24. I have no doubt that you will get it. It can be a very frustrating thing, especially if you haven't run option before. But I feel you can do it, my friend, and then we'll see from there. Best of luck to you in this game. Frisk, Emmett Frisk, and UNLV Rebels. Utah State Aggies. They took on Fresno State this week. They lost 48-14. Fresno State goes to 3-0 on the year, and Utah State, same record as UNLV, 0-3. I surely hope Frisk gets it turned around. He really needs a break. Well, he's going to get one this week as he is off. So hopefully, if he's got injuries and this and that, he can nurse those injuries and get those guys back. And best of luck to you on the rest of the season, my friend. UTEP Miners, RYSU at 32. Like I said before, they won against San Diego State Big Bear, 27-21. They go to 2-0 on the year, and they will host the Houston Cougars this week, 3-0 Houston Cougars. So that's going to be a matchup there. Can they contain that passing attack of Houston? That's the big thing. And Danny Boy, 3. He lost to Saxon Gators 24-14. He drops to 1-2 on the year, and the Wolfpack will host Bob Jr. and the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs at 3-0. So it'll be an interesting battle here also in the WAC, 1-2 versus 3-0. So we'll see what goes from there. Wyoming Cowboys, Indy Colts 79. Tell you, these guys are turning some heads, and I'm going to get more into that in part 2. All right, I'll see you in a few minutes.